One last question before you disembark. Which is more unforgettable, the cries of the undead or my sweet, ever-cheerful announcements?
Ladies and gentlemen, I hope you guys are doing well. Today, I'm going to be watching the COD Pod interview with Nolan North. He's the voice actor for Richtofen, but he also is just a legendary voice actor in of itself, right? I mean, voice actors Deadpool and so many other iconic characters from different movies and TV shows and gaming and everything like that. But today, I have a video of him, about a 20-minute interview, a little section here off of this that will have him talk about zombies, which I'm excited about, and his previous voice acting. You know, he's voice acts Ted, he voice acts Richtofen, he's voice acted Brutus before, which I think we'll see Brutus in this game, but that'll be another one. I think it's possible he might voice act the evil character in this game, the Shadowsmith. I'm excited to watch this. I haven't seen much of it, just seen a couple clips here and there, and throw my camera right on the screen, and I'm super excited, so let's get right on into it.
We're so excited to have you because you play not one, but two of the most beloved Black Ops Zombies characters.
Yeah.
Back in Black Ops 7.
You know, I'm going to correct you, though, right off the bat.
Yeah,
we're going right from the get-go. Yes, Dr. Richtofen, Ted, who's one of my favorites, Brutus, a lot of people don't know.
Wait, what?
Brutus is me.
No, I know who Brutus is, but I didn't know that was...
And
I work here and I didn't know that.
While we've been recording the latest material, I'm not done.
He's not done.
They came to me and they said, oh, we also need some pickups for this character. And I looked at it and I went, that's not me. And they said, yes, it is. And I said, you haven't done it in about 9 years. I'm the voice of the monkey bombs.
No, you're not.
Yep. And I had completely forgotten that I was, you know.
What?
Time to go boom. And
I had no clue. I had no clue he is the voice of the monkey bomb. That's absolutely insane. That's sick, though. One of the most iconic things. We actually got new Monkey Bomb voice lines in Black Ops 6 and hopefully in Black Ops 7. You know, he just said right here, looks like we're going to get new Monkey Bomb voice lines. But the fact they brought up Brutus, who also has been brought up in some leaks and in the skin, Black Ops 6, the like season Vault Edition skin that we got for that game, that tells me that, you know, he did Brutus voice lines for that skin. That's probably the reason they did the Brutus skin in that Vault Edition, is because it was super easy to just go, hey, Nolan, you know, can we have you for an extra hour or two to do a couple voice lines for Brutus?
that's my favorite part of Black Ops. In this world, you can have some kind of just comic relief. That works. It's not forced. And I think that's important. So
Okay, so I spent some time on the internet.
okay.
All right, I don't want to call her Unk here, but when you say I spent some time on the internet, that just tells me you're Unk. That phrase itself is Unk material, guys. So I spent some time on the old Google, you know, the old search engine. She's really good at talking on these podcasts, and I'm gonna give her credit, but you know, nothing zombies related. Just gotta throw that in there. Look at old Google search. I hopped on my DuckDuckGo and my Firefox to check this out. Okay, went into Yahoo. You feel me?
When I do on my on-camera work, it's what I look like. You know, you're kind of limited to that sort of thing. You can be anything in voiceover. You can be anyone, anything. Ted, Brutus, you know, Richtofen. You can do all these different things, and it's just creatively, it's so much fun. And I've just been fortunate enough to have been the guy who's got in early and really enjoyed it.
That is true, which is why I don't mind him being the voice actor of multiple different characters. Like, if you have the range to do so, fine by me, right? The Nikolai voice actor, Frank, I'm so sorry, is actually also the voice actor for the Mangler, right? I mean, iconic character, and obviously that kind of makes sense, you know, because it started in Garad Krovi. But I just think to myself, like, if a different character, let's say that the villains of this game is also voiced by Nolan North, or maybe it's voiced by Steve Bloom, right? Who's also a super well-accomplished voice actor, not just in Call of Duty, but in other games, like he's Wolverine as well, right? So if you have multiple voice actors doing multiple characters, I don't mind that because they don't sound similar whatsoever. They have that nice range. You can put different vocal tones and tunes and pitch shifts and filters on it to make it sound different. So yeah, people maybe would be a little bit concerned, hey, I don't want the villain and good guy to sound the exact same. They don't, right? They sound differently, and I think that's fantastic.
I got there early, and we got done early. That was kind of my hope for the whole thing. So.
Okay, well,
Hey,
speaking
look at
of
this.
Call of
I know
Duty
these guys.
zombies,
Here, what's up, guys?
we got some surprise guests. This
Check
is
it
Steve
out.
Bianchi
We want to come hang out. Can we
and
sit down?
Kevin Drew.
Come sit down.
We've never had an ambush on the pod
You guys
before.
wanna see-
This is great.
Fine.
These are the guys who make it all happen. I mean,
Yeah,
because
yeah.
I never get to see you.
I know.
Come visit.
Okay, so
Come on.
the gang's all here. Now we get to talk zombies. So I have to ask you,
Yeah.
Nolan, what are you most excited about to come back to this world with Ted, with Richtofen, now also with Monkey Bomb. Did you know that he's been the voice of Monkey Bomb all along?
You did some recordings last year that were incredible.
Yeah,
It,
but
like,
you
made my day
Well,
when I ran
I was
through
just
all
telling
your
the
footage.
story. I told Dan, I'm like, that's not me. And he's like, Nolan, it's
That's
you.
you.
And they had to pull up the Activision logs to go, this is when you recorded. I'm like, oh, okay, let's do it. It was crazy.
Cool to see Kevin, Drew, and Steve and Nolan there. Question, guys, though. Question for you. Is this planned? Maybe Nolan doesn't know. He seems to have a genuine reaction, but is it planned? I'd like to think it is. I think it's a planned surprise, but that's okay. You know, it's good to see these, game developers. Hey, listen, okay. Kevin, I know you're not listening. Do something about the armor.
When I go to Comic-Cons, a lot of people want this certain thing. Hey, can you say this line for me? Just a simple line. It was just, I need more ammunition is on the page. Became, and I'll do it like, I need more ammunition. And then they'll give me, we always do like an A and B kind of thing. C, D, E, if I screw it up. It became, I need more ammunition. And I think because he's so unpredictable, I think it's just something like you never know what he's going to say. It's endeared him to a lot of people.
I 1,000,000% agree. Richtofen's character is one of the most unpredictable characters I have ever seen in gaming, honestly. And his overreactions to everything, specifically the Ultimus version, his overreactions to everything in the map or in the storyline, or just the smallest things, is fantastic. A lot of the older characters in the Ultimus crew are really just kind of stereotypes really put to 10, right? Like a drunk Russian that loves vodka, an American who's proud to be a patriot, a crazy ass German scientist, and a Takio that cares, a samurai that cares about his honor to the emperor. Like, these are all stereotypical historical attitudes that they put in. But Richtofen specifically is so fucked up in the head, has so many different thoughts and different overreactions that it makes the character seem more likable. Not maybe because he still is a bad guy, but he's a bad guy that you can kind of root for, you can get along with, and that's what I think makes him such a great character. And I think it really goes down to the performance. Yes, the writing on the book is great, but it really takes a voice actor knowing the character, knowing what the writers are looking for to elevate it to the next level. Because right there, if he just said, I need more ammunition, right? Like, I can't do a Richtofen thing. But instead, he overreacts and he needs more ammunition. Like, he overdoes it. And that makes it, one, you are more impelled to listen to your character. It seems like it's more of a, like, it's a fantastic, like, oh my goodness, I'm super excited. And I hope we see that with these new characters. I hope that they're a little bit more of the crazier side of those Primus Ultimus characters rather than, because the Primus are more of a matured version, right? The Richtofen and Primus has a plan, has a goal, has a master plan. He sets, with Dr. Monty. But the Ultimus character is batshit crazy that just wants to fuck over Samantha and Maxis. So I love that. I think that he's completely right. I think it is a lot in the writing, but when it comes to simplistic lines that still show your character has so much flavor, so much glow, I think that's all within the performance. And that's the difference between premium level voice acting and AI.
Yeah.
I do remember the first time I played Zombies, and I was like, I want to be that guy.
Well,
nobody wants to be
year.
Dempsey.
It's
I hate you. Just for the record, I hate you, Dempsey. But
There you go again, showing the overreactions between characters, right? That was a back and forth we always had. Dempsey hates Richtofen hates Dempsey, and everyone else hates Richtofen, right? Like, that is great camaraderie, right? Back and forth. Then I might be just saying this shit. I might just be talking to talk, but I do think that little shit like this, the details are important to really immerse you within the story. Everyone's fighting with each other, and then it's fucking Nikolai in the corner like, I want to drink more. It's like, oh my God, what is this drunk fuck?
Yeah.
well, the thing is, I think you're teamed up with him whether you like it or not.
exactly.
And what I think is brilliant about the whole concept that Treyarch made was the most unlikely group of people to team up against the
undead.
undead.
It's like four guys walking to a bar.
They have to work together.
Yeah.
But, and then you have all the gameplay stuff and great, and then someone writes a great line like, Dempsey, I can see your house from here. It's on fire. Ha ha ha. I really, when you have a great script, you're already halfway there. You can't wallpaper with ad libs and it all funny. So you have some of the serious, and I think this game has really found that perfect balance for gamers. And I just got back from a Comic-Con. They said, "What's your favorite zombies?" I said, "The one that's coming out. You're not going to believe how good this is." I love
so excited to hear you say
love the
that.
concept, and it's massive. We've recorded so much, and
Okay, so that is great news, right? Hearing the voice actor say that, but I'm not gonna base my opinion based off of that, right? Like, I think it's great that they're in the booth a lot, and I think it's great that they're getting their money's worth, right? Because they're definitely spending, to keep these guys around. They're not, these aren't cheap charges. These are fantastic voice actors, all three of them with long history, and then obviously, Nelson Lee taking over for Tom Kane. I hope that they mention that here. I think that, hopefully he's done a great job. Every little thing that I have seen, that I think he's done a good interpretation of the character. So as long as he does that I'm okay with it. I know people are super against them even being recast in the first place, but if you're going to recast them, I think you should do a good job. And I have faith in Nelson Lee. I think he'll do a pretty good job. When it comes to Richtofen though, man, I like that he's saying this, because my biggest worry about him in this game is the idea that it's going to be seen as like cheap, like they just brought him back for the fan service and there's no reason to, at least in the story. So if they're going to do a good job here and bring him back within the story, Richtofen's going to be a character that I think should be able to maybe guide all us along. I don't want it to be Weaver guiding us, the older characters, the classic characters just follow along with Requiem. I want them to have input, their own motivations, their own storylines, and then have them be the reason we unlock getting back to where we need to be.
they know where the train's going. I don't really need to know exactly how it gets there. Quite frankly, for much of the history of it, Craig would start to tell me, and I went, "You know what? Just stop.
Don't even tell.
I'm so confused. Let's just start. Just let me start saying lines."
That's fair. I mean, I'm confused. I fucking have watched storyline videos, read into the storyline, played through it, and I'm fucking confused. Except for this new story, I'm not confused at all. I'm actually still looking for the new story. I'm wondering where it's at.
I mean, I love comedy, and I think some of the best horror films have an element of comedy
Interwoven,
in them.
yeah.
It has. It just gives the audience that break. That's what I love about having a little bit of humor in zombies. So with Ted, with Transit, again, it was right there on the page. I mean, some of the things he said, "Please do not mess with the bus driver," and then he'd give you, and then if you kept hitting him, and then he's cursing at you, which is crazy.
Yeah.
And so when they decided to bring him back, I was thrilled. It's one of my favorite characters I get to do.
Oh, that's awesome.
Ted is a fantastic character, and I love the idea of him saying comedy within horror, right? Zombies isn't really horror anymore, but if you want to bring those elements back, and this map is a very dark, so it's a good way to bring those elements back, I think a great way to add comedy within it is within the character voice lines, and I mean, we'll see what happens with Ted.
It's a beast. I mean, it really is. And again, we started figuring it's probably just a one-off, go have fun and do it. And the great community, made it bigger and better. It was a button and a joystick when I was a kid. And now you have to be like an engineer to do it. I played games and my kids are like, "L2, where's that? You're dead." What? I'm looking for the X. And they're like, "Are you serious?" It's it's just really uncomfortable playing that bad because like golf. So when I watch this community and when I watch those guys play, and now I've got this whole new appreciation for that level where I'm sitting there just watching them play.
You've got a frame of reference now.
And I'm going to be honest with you. There was a time where I'm like, why are people watching other people play? What is that? Go play yourself. What are you doing? Now I'm watching. I'm like, oh, I totally get it. This is amazing because they're amazing.
Fantastic character Ted is, and I think Nolan North is a fantastic voice actor. So I kind of want to end the video here. I think that we did get a lot of information upon the voice acting, and I think the really big thing is that hopefully this game is more character driven than I think Cold War Black Ops 6 was. I think character driven games make the best story, and if he's got confidence in the way that they are bringing back these characters, my biggest concern right before this is talking about how cheap it might be, how bringing back with them is just fan service and not for a reason. So if he says that there's a reason, I'll have a little bit more faith only in you, Nolan. But thank you all so much for watching. I hope you guys did enjoy this video. I got a video tomorrow from you guys, so I hope you do appreciate that. Thank you all so much. Leave a like and subscribe, and I will see you, ladies and gentlemen, in the next video.
And now, folks, it's time to say goodnight. We sincerely appreciate your patronage and hope we've succeeded in bringing you an enjoyable evening of entertainment. Please drive home carefully and come back again soon. Good night.